My next guest, Marissa, says she has suffered from debilitating panic attacks for several years. At times, she finds herself crying, hyperventilating, and feeling completely out of control. Take a look.
I start to feel like I'm choking, like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe. I started experiencing panic attacks about 6 years ago. When I was at my worst, they were happening once a week, 2 months straight. I felt like a panic attack has taken over. It's very intense. I feel like a vegetable. And when you're done with it, you're wiped out. I started paying more attention to what was going on leading up to one. Violence in movies, when people argue, yell, or aggressive behaviors. I have a pretty good balance nowadays, but the thing is, they still show up here and there.
Well, Marissa is joining me along with our very good friend and a viewer favorite, Dr. Freda Lewis-Hall, Chief Medical Officer of Pfizer. When you had your first panic attack, it was about 6 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. What did you think was happening to you?
I felt anxious and upset, and then it sort of turned into something else, and I really didn't know what to make of it. It was really strange.
Yeah. Now, Dr. Freda, what exactly is a panic attack?
So a panic attack is a sudden and intense surge of overwhelming anxiety and fear. These come out of the blue, and they can last for minutes, and they can last for hours. Now, some research suggests that panic attacks are the body's own fight or flight response gone haywire. And so that you get these false alarms in situations where there really isn't any danger around. Now, Marissa's described some of the symptoms that you can have in these situations, and that means you can have heart palpitations, chest pain, shortness of breath, chills, shaking, dizziness, nausea. There are a whole host of things, including this intense feeling that you're just going to lose control. They are so frightening that people who are having panic attacks often end up in the emergency room.
I'm just curious, if you feel like you've had a panic attack, raise your hand. Wow, you're not alone. And while it's not known exactly what causes panic attacks, there may be a genetic component as well as social triggers. And that trigger could be job stress, it could be relationships, losing a loved one. Do you find that you can avoid certain situations and stay calm? And if you go to those situations, you start getting anxious?
Yes.
What are they?
So sometimes I'll skip social events or I'll cut them short. I'll try to keep my daily schedule simple just to avoid elevating my stress. I'll work really hard to avoid them.
Yeah, I hate that. Dr. Freda, how do you know when it's becoming a more serious problem?
As you saw by all the hands that were raised, having 1 or 2 panic attacks over the course of a lifetime is really not that uncommon. And these usually end up in situations of very significant life stress. So you kind of know what's going on around you, and then the panic attacks occur. However, if you have these repeated or recurrent attacks that are unexpected and seem to not have any triggers, for starters, and you find yourself in constant fear of having another one, and you find yourself changing your behavior in order to avoid situations, then you may have a condition that we refer to as panic disorder. It's really important to have that disorder diagnosed early and to get treatment. Diagnosed early because you want to make sure that there are no other medical or health conditions that are causing the symptoms, and you want to treat it early so that you don't go on to develop one of the complications of panic disorder. Untreated panic disorder may lead to other health complications, including agoraphobia. And this is this constant fear and avoidance of public spaces and crowds. So this exaggerates that social isolation that can come with panic disorder.
So what can be done to manage these panic attacks?
So panic disorder can be treated in most cases. It's treated with psychotherapy, with medication, or both. Go to your physician, take information about all of your symptoms as well as your medical history, and make sure to take your family history if it contains information about depression, panic attacks or panic disorders in a family member.
In addition to treatment, talking about things with people you trust really helps. If you don't feel isolated, you feel more powerful.
And there are other things, small things that you can do day to day to help reduce stress and anxiety. Avoiding caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol is a good start. Getting a good night's sleep is important. Exercising daily, as well as practices that help relaxation like yoga and meditation.
Dr. Freda, where can people go for more information?
So for more information on managing panic attacks and managing anxiety and stress-related illnesses, of course, we can go to gethealthystayhealthy.com. Right. And while you're there, sign up for the monthly newsletter where you can get important health information delivered directly to you.
Gethealthystayhealthy.com. It's a great place to go. It really is. Okay. So thanks for talking about this.
Well, thank you.
I want to thank all of my guests today, especially Dr. Freda Lewis-Hall.